better club climate starts with me taking off my sunglasses. So what is a good club climate, and what do we mean with it, and how do we make sure that we always improve? That was the premise behind why I chose this particular speech. So we have to know that, first of all, that we are in a learning environment. We're here, most of us, first and foremost, to learn how to become better communicators and better leaders. But there is also a social aspect to being a Toastmaster. It's a member interactions. It's coming here feeling that we're among friends. It is important when we do that we also respect each other. And to respect each other is to always make a good impression. It's most important for the older members. And with older members, I don't mean the one that, no, Ron, I don't talk about you here. No, what I'm talking about older members is people who have been members for a long time. So it's actually about you, Ron. Ron has been a member for 24 years. 5? Can we get Ron a little applause for that? So it's the member that have a lot of experience that, as a new member, you hopefully look up to. And the only way you can look up to us is if we are trying to always do our best. If we're trying to arrive prepared for our functions, prepared for our speeches, and hopefully with a smile. But it's more than that. It's also a willingness to share of the knowledge we have. To be willing to be there, offering assistance in all situations, and recognize the situations where we need to provide that assistance, so that we act before rather than after the assistance is actually needed. It goes together with being prepared, doesn't it? This is an organization that stands all on volunteering. Yes, we pay a membership fee. Yes, we assume that together with that membership fee, we will have some kind of learning or education delivered to us. But in growing as leaders and communicators, part of that is to volunteer, to be part of the club meeting, to be part of mentorship, to be part of the club environment. To support each other through positive criticism, through being there, even when it sometimes is unsaid. If somebody has made a mistake, to nicely point it out that this is not that you did that wrong, but you could have done this better. It's always nice to be reminded of how you can grow. And that is the kind of support we need to show each other. One of my pet peeves is how we welcome our new guests. You that are new guests, did you feel welcome when you came in today? Do you feel that you're part of this meeting? Do you feel that we embrace you? No. That's too bad. Then we haven't done our job. And I thank you for that. It is important that we as members, new members and old members, are willing to always walk up to our guest and say, hey, come and sit next to me. I want to tell you what the ropes is all about. To always be willing to, instead of going to that old friend that is in the audience and is in the meeting and that we haven't seen for a week, to take the time to make a new friend. To be there, be open, look people in the eye and say, hi, I'm Mikael. How can I help you? How can I make your journey to become a Toastmaster a better one? How can I make you feel welcome? How can I make sure that you come next time and sign up on the fourth time? We do that by engaging people in conversations. And honest and open conversations. We know that 60-70% of conversation is non-verbal, but it's not enough to sit and look at somebody. We actually have to go up and verbally engage people and say, as I said, hey, I'm Mikael, who are you? Being willing to answer questions, being willing to lead people through our agenda, through the paces of our meeting. Say that it's time for table topics. Very soon the guy up there is going to ask you to speak for 1.5 minutes about something you have no clue about. It's coming soon to a club near you. It is important that we are willing to, when we are in the business meeting, let our guests know what on earth is going on. I don't want any one of you to leave today confused as to what happened during the business meeting. Because if you are confused, then we have not communicated with you. And if you feel confused about what happened during the business meeting, I'm sure I can answer some questions. Is it anybody else of you members who can ask a question if somebody is confused? Can you raise a hand if you can? Help out if somebody asks. It should be all hands should be up right now. Thank you for that. So it is important to befriend, to make sure that everybody feels like, wow, this is home. I'm among friends. I'm among peers. I have nothing to fear. I'll come next week. Invite them to another meeting or to join. To have that conversation. To be willing to make that conversation instead of saying, VP membership, that's your job. To be willing to take on that responsibility. For me, that is extremely important. I haven't done that because I've been sitting in that corner. And I'm very sorry for that. And I apologize to everybody I haven't reached out to whose hand I haven't shaked. Please meet me at the break and I'm going to shake hands. But I think it's important that we look at ourselves and we are willing to see our own flaws and to improve them. Show the members that you care. We're talking about mentorship. And we will have a speech about mentors soon, or we had one while I was gone. I'm not really sure.
No, last year.
We had it? Yeah. We had it. So, being a mentor is something that is part of the leadership track. Competent Leadership Manual asks us to be mentor. We have extended that mentorship, so we have even more seasoned members who has mentors to make sure that they still progress through the educational program to attain their goals. I said we were going to show interest in our visitors. We also need to show a direct interest in each other. however that interest is. Hey Devendra, how's your family? Is it good? Everything is okay?
Everything is
Yeah, good. Why weren't you here last week, Lindsay? Was something up?
I had a concussion.
I'm sorry to hear. To be ready to show interest in whatever way we show interest, in a way that is natural to you, but take it as an opportunity for yourself to develop, to show interest where you haven't been able to be open before. This is a safe environment where we can approach people, where we are allowed to make mistakes. And people will let us know if we do them. To be considerate. I'm not really sure what that means. Anybody can explain for me? Sue.
To be considerate is to, you're treating people with respect, you're being considerate of their feelings. Be nice. There you go.
So I was pretty considerate not to give that question to a new member. You see? It is about giving the consideration to the person we're meeting, to give the kind of criticism that we have learned that they are open to. Evaluate effectively. Now, I will say something that is very important when it comes to evaluation, but also important when it comes to every other interaction. And something that I've said right now that's wrong. I said give critique. And we don't do that. We don't do that in Toastmaster. We don't say, you did that wrong. We say, Karani, I think you can do it better if you. That is how we help each other. That is how we encourage each other to become better Toastmasters. To recognize achievements. I'm really, really, really bad at recognizing achievements. It's not important to me. So I have such a hard time realize that it's important for you. So I fall short when it comes to recognizing achievements. So if somebody has made an achievement and I haven't recognized it, somebody else please tell me so I can go there and recognize the achievement. So that I learn that, because otherwise I will never learn. We need to foster a camaraderie, but that's kind of part of what we've done here, what I've been talking about now for 12 minutes, is foster a camaraderie. So in all, this is what I think is what we need to do to make sure our club is thriving. Many of these things we do already, and many of these things we do well. But look inside your heart, look inside your mind, and see, how can I improve? How can I make our visitor feel more welcome? How can I make my fellow Toastmaster develop more? What can I do? How can I prepare? Thank you.